dog gist this and every weekend. Watch out.
See you this and every weekend. Peace out. Hi, you're welcome to another episode on the Dog Gist with EMT, the Poodle creator. And you know, my name is Ndala Fumutasi Samuel. You can call me Fifi the baddest boy. Stay tuned to find out what we got for you today. If you've already watched our previous episode, you know who EMT is. But just in case you are just chancing on our video, EMT, I would like you to introduce yourself to our viewers.
Yeah. Right. So my name is Emmanuel, as you rightly said, but people refer to me as EMT, and I'm a poodle breeder in Accra, Ghana. Yes.
Right. So on today's episode, EMT, I want you to walk us through the business side of breeding. Okay. So how are you going to term breeding to a layman?
So breeding of dogs is just like any animal husbandry, because it's being classified as such or under animal husbandry.
Okay.
So then the manner in which you relate to goat farming as a business is the same thing when it comes to dog breeding as well. You find terms like bloodline, pedigree, and all of that when it comes to dog. You find the same thing also under goats. And basically, like I said in our previous video, breeding is basically a term used when it comes to dog breeding just to better the bloodline. So then we are looking at bettering the bloodline of a particular breed of dog to becoming more and more of a pet.
Okay.
We definitely are going to sell to people at the end of the day to become more of a guard dog, depending on the size of dog we are talking about. Right. Which at the end of the day you are going to sell to people as a pet, or the community as a pet. So then definitely the underlying word is sale, making sales at the end of the day. So you are definitely going to make money out of it.
Right.
So then the business side is you doing it well so that the outsiders or the people or your customer base will actually have value for the money they are giving to you.
For money.
So, yes.
Right. Will you, advise any young entrepreneur to go into dog breeding?
Yeah, first thing, provided you have the passion for it. Every profession starts with some kind of passion.
Okay.
So then if the up and coming youth, have passion for breeding dogs, why not? You should venture into it. And if you can recollect in our previous video, I made mention of the fact that the very moment you decide to go into breeding, make sure that you acquire the requisite knowledge.
Right.
If you do that, it's just like I want to become a lawyer. I would definitely go through law school and then becoming a lawyer, being called to the bar and all of that. So the same thing applies to breeding. Yeah.
And how much money does someone needs to start breeding as a business?
Okay. So when you take animal husbandry in its entirety, we have something we call the backyard farming or breeding. We have what we call the commercial breeding. So then you should actually decide from day one which of them you want to venture into. The good side is that you can actually start from a backyard breeding and then graduate into commercial breeding. So commercial breeding, commercial breeding, we are looking at volumes on quite a number of animals on your ranch or at your farm.
Okay.
The backyard, you are doing your trials, so then you are looking at maybe 1 or 2 animals. So then if you are a first timer, I would advise you start with a backyard farming so that you go through the nitty-gritties of the whole breeding thing
brick by brick
before you advance into commercial breeding, where you are looking at quite a number of dogs.
All right. Yeah. And you've been in the game for so long.
Yeah.
You've seen new breeders come into the game.
Yeah.
What are some mistakes that an entrepreneur who you are giving this advice to?
Yeah.
What are some of the mistakes that the person should at least watch out for?
So the basic is knowledge, education.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where it all starts from. Most people, like I said earlier on, they are looking at the money involved.
Okay.
Yes, people, you have a liter of 5. I'm selling for 5,000 per puppy. At the end of the day, I'm making 25,000. That's what the entrepreneur or the breeder, that's what they are looking at, because they are investors too, and they are the entrepreneur. the breeders, we are just at the end where we are doing the work. So then an investor sees me and like, oh, EMT, what you are doing, I want to push money into it. Yes.
Right.
The person doesn't care whether I have the knowledge or not.
Okay.
They just want to push money into me. But
Right.
I have to be the one to say that no, I have not gotten to the point where I want an investor. So then kindly put your money on hold. Let me acquire the knowledge before I come back to you. So
Right.
then it has to start from knowledge. We need to, like, they always, turn a blind eye to that,
Okay.
the knowledge acquisition part, which shouldn't be the case. So that's the first and foremost downfall of most, newcomers. Yeah.
Okay. So EMT, what any entrepreneur will ask is that how long will it take for me to be making profits from this breeding?
Okay, thank you. So then it stems from passion, you investing, and all the other things come together. Because breeding is not just a business, but also a way of bettering the said breed. My advice mostly to first time breeders or first timers is that don't focus on how soon and how much you'll be making, because one, I'm not sure you've acquired all the knowledge there is to actually venture into that. So then you learn along the way. So then you should give yourself some time. You should actually, for every kennel, you should have like a program. You should have a business proposal when it comes to breeding.
Right.
So based on all of this, you'll be able to do your projections and tell that, okay, in the next 5 years, that's when I'll break even and start making profit. But if you're not careful and you tell yourself that, oh, I've gotten a female at the age of 8 months, in the next month it's coming on heat, I'll breed it 2 months time, I have a litter, I'm going to sell after another 2 months.
Right.
You actually meet a shock of your life, because you don't know what will happen along the way, and there are lots of issues along the way, right from the mother, even the start, that is the father, that the combo you are going to use, till the puppies are like 8 weeks old. Health issues, environmental factors, care, food, even common water can actually be a hindrance to some of this progress. So then you should give yourself some time, mature through the whole journey. And when the time is up, nobody is going to tell you that the time is up for breaking even and making profit. So it's just a matter of time.
All right.
Yeah.
So you mentioned it can take 5 years before someone can even break even.
Yeah.
Meaning you've not even started making profits.
Not at all.
So can someone solely depend entirely on breeding to, because if it is taking me 5 years to even break even, how long is it going to take me for me to make profit?
Yes, there are people who solely depend on breeding.
How?
I personally depend.
So this is what I want you to teach us,
So personally, I didn't just start off breeding. I have my own profession.
Right.
So then breeding was just like a part-time something that I was doing. But I did that in order to actually learn through time.
Right.
And be able to master the art. Breeding is an art. So I mastered through the years. And then when I realized I was up to scale, I decided that, okay, I'm going to venture into it full time.
Right.
So that's how it is. So it can be full time for some people who have mastered the art, and then part time for the others who are now coming into the business. So you shouldn't, yes, it's 50-50. Some will make it, some will also not make it. But like I keep saying, just acquire the knowledge, master the art, and then the rest will be history for you.
Okay. Right. So aside all the flashy things we've been seeing on the internet, what are some of the challenges that it is possible for a breeder to face, that is behind the scenes?
Okay. So we shouldn't be looking at what is online. All those ones are aesthetics. They are like a typical man would say, they are settings.
Right.
Because for most breeders, what happens at their kennel, they don't put it out there. They put out the nice things that they feel you have to see. But what exactly goes on in their kennel, there's no way they'll put it out there because they know if they put it out there, you'll be discouraged. So then those ones won't be there. So when talking of the things that they do that or will discourage you from breeding, like I said earlier on, there are environmental factors. Even your kennel setting alone can actually be a factor for you not, trying to continue the whole breeding game again. Food is a factor. Cost of food is a factor, like expenses, when it comes to water, food, medications, all of those things are like a very big factor that hinders most breeders from breeding.
Yeah. So it's like majority of the time it's all about money. Like it needs lots of money.
If you don't have money, don't venture into animal husbandry. That one.
Not just dogs.
Not just dogs. If you don't have money, don't venture into animal husbandry because we are looking at a situation where even the cost of the animal is a problem. What's the name? Their housing is also, cost to you, the breeder.
Right.
Their food is a cost to you. Health, medication or health-wise is also costly.
Right.
So then, if even you are going to get a female poodle for the first time, just imagine. Let's take a look at how much it will cost you. You are looking at somewhere between 7,000 upwards. The maximum you can get a poodle in Ghana now is 15,000, 18,000, sorry, depending on the size. Standards are around that amount, 15, 18,000. If you are looking at a teacup, we are looking at 25,000. So that's already cost on its own. And it doesn't end there at 6 weeks of the dog's life that you are getting into your home. You need to care for the female in question. Food, water, even your time is also another factor.
They say time is money.
Time is money. So then, if you don't have the initial capital, I don't think you can actually buy the dog, let alone doing these other things for the dog. So then, whether you want to be a backyard breeder or a commercial breeder, you still need money because day in, day out, you'll be investing into the business.
So if a poodle costs 15,000, it means a 9-to-5 worker has nothing to do with.
You need to save for some years before, depending on your salary.
That's crazy.
Before you can actually afford to buy.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So personally, have you lost money on a litter?
Not just a litter. I've broken my bank to actually acquire a dog of 40,000 before. Yes, and in the end, I lost the dog. Just, I think, 2 weeks after buying the dog. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. So imagine me I am a 9-to-5 worker.
Yeah.
Right, and I've been able to save 40,000 Ghana cedis.
So mine is the least. So like I said, social media is full of settings. Most of my breeder colleagues will not tell you what they go through. I have colleagues who have lost more than 40,000 just to. I know someone who actually imported a dog. Mine is just locally, but I know someone who imported the dog into the country, worth 80,000, and I think he lost the dog 2 days after. You understand? So that's what we are looking at, and it's business. So there's no way I'll say I'm going to quit. I need to go look for money and reinvest. That is it. So then, if you are not tough, if you are not strong mentally, psychologically, physically, you give up for the rest of your life.
Right.
And you wouldn't want to come close to dogs again or any other animal. Yeah.
So losing 40,000 on a dog, will you say that's the biggest lesson you've learned in this breed?
Not at all. Not at all.
So what is your biggest?
Let me touch on that. If you're a business person, there's no way losing money in buying a dog or anything related to the dog will break you, or any other animal will break you. If it breaks you and you don't come back, it means that you're not a business person. It means that you are not ready for the game itself in the first place.
Right.
So then losing that money is not even the first thing, or it's not something that will break me. But we are looking at situations where you have your program by the beginning of the year. So most kennels, not just me, most kennels actually put up their program by the end of the year, going into the beginning of the year. So then they know these are projections. So they know that, oh, throughout 2026 or 2027, this is how my program is going to be like. I'm going to mate this female to this male. I'm going to go do out crossing because I've seen a male somewhere and all of that. Yeah. So right from day one, you do your mating. So I'm listing a few of them. I don't want to just relate it to just one factor.
I get that.
You know, you mate your females. You are expecting a litter in 2 weeks. By 6 weeks, you'd have identified that your female is is pregnant.
Right.
The 6 weeks, it gets to 6 weeks and there's nothing. There's just empty stomach. Some will even go to the extent of the 8-9 weeks and nothing shows. You know, breast milk is flowing, vulva is still big. By the end of the day, the female doesn't put to bed. It's heartbreaking, but we'll take it like that. Okay, the dog has delivered. You are lucky it has delivered. You know, first day, second day, 1 week, 2 weeks, all the puppies die. That's another one. Okay, you've got into 5 weeks. Then there's this virus called parvo. Parvo sets in because by then the puppies would have started eating. You don't know how to manage cleanliness. So then, you know, you allow flies to come in there yourself. You don't wash your hands. Like you are not tidy. So parvo sets in. The puppies you've actually catered for from day 1 to 6 weeks or 5 weeks, they also go down the drain. All those things are heartbreaking. They will deter you. But like I said, if you're a business person and you are ready, you have the passion, you are ready for this whole thing, some of those things will not deter you. You learn as and when it happens. So then you know that, okay, before I actually go and mate my female, I have to take the female through series of tests. I have to take the female through, you know, some conditionalities and all of that just to prepare the female, you know, mentally, physically, you know, health-wise, it's a lot. That's why you should have a program. Most people don't know about the program, so for them, it's just like, hey, let me just mate and go my way. And you know, some are fortunate. It will actually, what's the name? Surprise you that you meet some pet parents. They are not breeders. They just have some one dog at home. They mate. Sometimes they don't. Some of them have male and female at home. They don't even know that the male has mated the female. See, this female will be abandoned, but it will go through the whole, you know, gestation. Oh man, it will deliver. Nobody cares for them. That female will take care of these puppies till they are ready for the market. Some don't even do their first vaccination, but these puppies will survive. But you, a professional breeder, you don't get to witness all of these things. So sometimes it's luck. I say it's luck. Sometimes it's not luck, but mere negligence on the breeder's part. Yeah.
So EMT.
Yeah.
My last question.
Okay.
So saying someone has gotten into this breeding game.
Okay.
All right. So the person has been quite successful, you know, having litter back and there, here and there and all that. Now, the person has, you know, gotten money from this breeding. Will you advise the person to diversify? Or, you know, just stack up the money in the bank and, you know, when I hit 60, be going to Akosombo for vacations. I mean, be buying my dream car. So diversification or stacking up the money in the bank? Which one would you advise? Because you've been in the game for so long.
Exactly.
Right.
All right. So when you take breeding, even though it's just about producing dogs in a better way or getting them better by the day, there are also other branches. So then when you take the whole canine, you know, which is the umbrella, there are other branches connected to it. So like we're saying, one may decide after being successful in the breeding game, one may decide that, okay, for now I want to venture into dog food. Okay. One may decide that I want to venture into dog grooming. That's diversification.
Yeah, right.
I want to venture into dog boarding. I want to venture into dog training. So there are like a chain of things you can actually do when it comes to diversifying whichever money you've accrued from the breeding game. So, and still it will depend on the individual as to whether they want to do it or not. We have people who want to live soft life after making it. So then you can't actually challenge them or argue them out that, hey, come and put your money in here. They want at maybe at 50.
So
they want to enjoy.
You being in the game for the
Yeah.
past 10 years.
Yeah.
You've also diversified, right?
Yes.
Into pet
shop, dog food.
Right.
Currently, I'm actually producing minced chicken for dogs and cats. So then, for me, is it? So then, all these things we are discussing goes back to passion. It's just like a musician. A typical example is some of our legends, high life legends, Jedu Ambule, they are still playing music. Some of those that have died, may their souls rest in peace. They were playing music until the day they died.
Right.
So it's passion, it's God given. So then they don't stop until the day like their last breath ceases. So when it comes to dog breeding too, if you have the passion, it's not like I want to hit 50 and then quit.
Okay.
Do you understand me? So it's something you're going to continue doing until the very day you can. I know people who have actually passed on the breeding game onto the next generation. So then sitting here, if I've seen interest from my boy, my son said, if he's interested in breeding, why not? I'll roll him into it. Let me give you a typical example. Our own brother, Primo Porcelain Bennett, his son, he's a handler, junior handler. He's won it over and over. What shows that this boy would not venture into breeding?
I think I met him during the December CAC show.
Exactly. He handles dog. I see. Another typical example is my own very brother, Mazen. Mazen's daughter, Siki. Siki is a junior handler. I got to know Siki when she was like 2 or 3 years old. She's been handling dogs since like from that age.
Wow.
She handles my dogs in the ring. So what shows that tomorrow Siki will not decide to step into the footsteps of the father.
Right.
They will do it without any problem.
Right. So guys, if you've made it so far, you have to answer this for yourself. Is dog breeding something you are ready to go into it? Once again, my name is Ndala Fumutasi Samuel. You can call me Fifi the baddest boy, and I am right here on the Dog Gist with EMT, the product creator. If you've made it so far, kindly let me know in the comment section. Until next time, peace out.